Hello everybody and welcome to Skrrt Garage. My name is Connor and today I've got a very nice Jaguar F-Type R video for you. I know you guys have been waiting to get more F-Type content onto the YouTube channel. I have, and here it is. With that, I actually have some really good news. There will be another F-Type R in this garage a lot, and there's one simple reason for it. My brother bought an F-Type R. You guys might not know this, but I am one of 4 brothers. I have a brother that's just a year and 3 months older than me, and we both have really liked the F-Type R for a really long time. And so when it came time for him to buy a car, of course I was a huge proponent of the F-Type R. And believe it or not, he bought a white 2015 F-Type R with the exact same wheels that my car had when I bought mine stock. So it's pretty much a mirror twin of my car, and I love seeing it here. So there are a lot more videos that will be rolling out. This is just one of the first ones that we were able to get done. And what are we doing today? Well, we're gonna be doing a brake fluid change. Now, on your F-Types, this is very important to do once every either 3 years or once every 48,000 miles, whatever one comes first. The risk of not changing your brake fluid is really just that extra moisture from the air could get into the brake fluid reservoir that could boil over, and when you go to hit the brake pedal, the pedal will go spongy and you crash into something. That's the risk of not changing your brake fluid. It sounds a little dramatic, and I think you can probably get by if you don't change it every 3 years, but just to keep your car running at tip-top shape, I would highly recommend it. Another reason why you might change your brake fluid just a little bit more often is if you drive the car hard. Let's say you are driving through the canyons quite a bit, or let's say you plan to take your F-Type R to the track. I will mention real quick, it doesn't have to be the F-Type R, it can be SVR, R, it can be the S, it can be the base variant. It doesn't matter. This is really important to do if you ever plan to take your car to the track. And as a matter of fact, that's exactly what we're gonna be doing. This F-Type R that we're gonna be changing the brake fluid on is gonna be joining me while I'm driving this 2018 BMW M2 at our local racetrack. And so if you guys would like to see any videos of this car going head to head with the F-Type R, please don't forget to let me know in the comments section down below. Anyways, I've kind of explained why you need to change your brake fluid and kind of the intervals that Jag recommends. So what I'm gonna do is quickly let you guys know what you need and then show you the DIY. Okay, well first, the stuff that you will need. You are going to need some brake fluid. This is my all-time favorite brake fluid, and it's one of the very few products that is oriented towards racing that you can use on the street with zero consequence, which is so cool. Normally, if you have, race bucket seats, it hurts as you drive around. If you have racing brake pads, they'll squeal everywhere, no matter where you go. But if you have racing brake fluid, it actually reacts just like normal brake fluid, and you can drive around most moderate temperature areas with zero consequence whatsoever. So I love having this type of brake fluid in my car. Not only do I know for a fact if I were to ever go on a canyon road or multiple high-speed run brake attempts, I know that this will never boil. And onto that boiling part, there are various levels of brake fluid. There's .3, .4, and this, which is technically a .4, but it might as well be a .11. This stuff does not boil. The wet boiling point is like 590 or like 600 or something. No matter how hard you push your car in the canyons or in the track, this stuff will never let you down. My M2 is proof of that. I've taken this car on track numerous times, and I've actually melted my brake pads before I have felt any sponginess at all in the brake pedal. So I cannot recommend this stuff enough. It is the absolute best. So I recommend this, and I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to check it out. The other thing that you will need to get this job done on your own car is one of these. This is, let me see if I can get this out. This is a Motive Power Bleeder. This will save so much time. It'll make the job really easy for you. I think it's only like $40. I got this like 3-4 years ago, so I can't quite remember, but all you do, guys, is you pour the fluid into this canister in here, and then you attach that to your brake fluid reservoir, you pump it up to the right PSI, and then you're off to the races. These little cans are really helpful. I buy 2 of them because usually that's what you need to get a single car done. They hook straight up to the nipple that is on the brake caliper, and you can kind of watch the line to make sure that you're getting the old fluid out and the new fluid in. Beyond that, you will need 2 wrenches. One is an 11 millimeter for the front brakes and one is a 10 millimeter for the rear brakes. And guys, that's it. This is a pretty simple job. I would plan to take at least 30 minutes, maybe an hour if it's your first time doing it. And yeah, besides that, let me go ahead and show you guys exactly how it is done. Let's get started. Okay, first things first, you're going to open the hood, then you're going to pop off the cover that houses the brake fluid reservoir. Once that is opened and visible, I highly recommend that you guys get some paper towels or some towels or something and lace them all the way around the fluid reservoir. When you're doing this job, it is common to spill a little bit of this brake fluid, and it's pretty nasty stuff. It can definitely hurt your paint and things like that. Then I recommend you grab a turkey baster and you can take out a large portion of the brake fluid that's already in your brake fluid reservoir and just go ahead and put that into an empty bottle to begin with. Okay, now we're going to transfer out the old bottle that was housing the old brake fluid, and we're going to put in the new bottle of brake fluid that we wish to put in there. We're going to use the exact same turkey baster, and we're going to be filling up the entire reservoir, not completely to the brim, but to the same amount that you took out to begin with. Okay, now go ahead and grab your motive pressure bleeder and you can attach it to the brake fluid reservoir. It's really important, guys, that you check all the connections and you make sure that everything is exactly airtight. Then you can go ahead and pour the entire contents of your brake fluid bottle into the motive pressure bleeder. Once that is on, screw everything back into place and you can begin to pump it up and to get it ready to double check that it can hold the right pressure. Okay, now we need to pressure test. So I've put it at 15 psi, and what I'm going to do is leave it for a few minutes and then I'm going to come back and make sure it's still at 15 psi. This really helps to make sure that we don't have any leaks. After that, you need to start your brake bleeding procedure at the furthest spot away from the brake fluid reservoir. That's going to be in the passenger right if you're in the United States. Now the little nipple that you need to take off is right here. So go ahead and remove that little nipple, and once that is off and exposed, you can grab a 10 millimeter wrench and get that into place. After that, you take your little brake fluid bottle with the hose, you put that over the nipple, and it's really pretty simple, guys. All you have to do is just crack it open and the brake fluid will start to run out due to the pressure. See, this is the entire system. Now you're going to grab the wrench and lefty loosey, and you can start to see the brake fluid coming out. Now during this phase, what you're doing is you're trying to look at the line with the light and look for a color change. Usually old brake fluid is a little bit darker, so with the light you can kind of start to see when the fluid is changing colors, and that just tells you when new fluid is making it into the bottle and when you should stop. Now it's important, guys, that you hold the brake fluid bottle above the bleeder valve. All this does is make sure that no air gets back into the line, you don't see any of those little bubbles. Now you can go ahead and close the line, remove the little hose, and I like to hold it above, make sure all the little brake fluid gets back into the bottle, clamp it up, and you're ready to move on to the next wheel. Alright, so remember, we're working from the place furthest away from the brake fluid reservoir to eventually the closest. So we went back right, now we're going to do back left, and then we'll do front right and then front left. Another little tip I just want to stress is that after you do one of the brake calipers, I recommend that you just change your gloves. If you get any of that nasty brake fluid on your gloves and then you immediately go touch the paint of your wheels, you might run into some
fading, or it could be corrosive to the wheel paint. It might be OCD or overkill, but I would just recommend it. Okay, there is just one little difference with the front brake calipers. The front brake calipers use an 11mm wrench to loosen the bolt there and to get the brake fluid to bleed. So 10 for the rear, 11 for the front. One last thing to remember is that the closer you get to the brake fluid reservoir, the less you have to bleed. So here, when I was really close to the reservoir, I only bled, like not even an eighth of the bottle, because that's how much line there is from the reservoir to the bottle.
Okay guys, well that is it. It is a pretty simple and straightforward job. Just like I showed you in the video, you want to start as far away from the reservoir as possible, then you go to the opposite side, and then you get closer and closer to the reservoir as you do the bleeding procedure. It took me about 45 minutes, and I think now that you've seen this video and you know what to use, it'll take you the exact same time. So if you have appreciated this video, please don't forget to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe if you're new, and hit the little notification bell if you'd like to see more videos like this. With that, we'll see you on the next video. Have a great day. Peace.